Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your girl Antoinette. As you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be doing two things in this video. I'm going to be creating a backdrop for my sit-down discussion videos on YouTube, and I'll be discussing a few misconceptions of depression. And so basically y'all just going to rock with me with this, alright? So I got a few things. I can create, like, draw and stuff. But as far as creating a backdrop, I'm pretty nervous because I don't know how this is going to turn out. But I got a few things. I got these chalkboard adhesive rolls. I got like 7 of these. I got these. They're tablecloths, but you know, it's a backdrop, so I'm going to try to work it out in there, you know. And then I got these stickers. They're blue. I'm trying to be more bright because with depression, darkness, it just doesn't help. Usually I'm a black and red type person, but I'm going to try to switch it up just for the YouTube channel. I got these jewels. Don't really know. I have no idea what this is, but I'm going to use it somehow, and it stretches somehow, some way. So I'm going to get all this stuff open, and then I'm going to come back to y'all. Alright, so I open these up, and they're mad big. I don't even know if that's all in the frame. I'm gonna make it work though. Alright, anyways, hold up. So, one of the misconceptions about, I'm gonna try this, y'all. One of the misconceptions about depression is that it's not a real illness. So when I hear that, when I hear people say it's not a real illness, it's like it kind of like upsetting because it's something that we feel so much, like we feel it and we can't control it. I usually refer to my depression as a cancer of the brain, not brain cancer, but a cancer of the brain. You can't control the effects of cancer, just like you can't control the effects of depression. Hold on, y'all. It's not always controllable. You can try to do things that help you to cope with it, such as whatever your hobbies are, listening to music, drawing, any of those things. And honestly, that might work for some people, and it might not work for other people. What's that thing that leukemia? What's that thing? You go through that test when you have cancer, and it makes you lose all your hair. That procedure works for some people, and it doesn't work for other people. So that's one misconception, and it's not true in the slightest sense. I don't even know if y'all see me over here. But let me step into the brain of other people real quick. People who don't have depression. It's not a real illness. No, I guess you can't see it. You can't see like people who have what's that thing called when you get the red psoriasis. You can see that. You can see the effects of cancer when going through leukemia, what is that thing called? The thing that makes you lose all your hair. You can see those things. You can't always see the depression because a lot of it is internal. You can see it though when it comes to self-harm. A lot of people do self-harm, and that's a form. That's a sign. That's a symptom. Of course you can't see it, but it is real. Hold on. So, to the people who do suffer from depression, or actually no, to the people who have loved ones that deal with depression, it's not all in their head, or it's not. It's real. Boom. That's another misconception. It's all in your head. All in my head. Is there a way I could wash it out? I mean, is there a surgery that can be performed that takes the sadness and the hurt and the confusion out of my head? Y'all might be asking yourself what I'm doing right now. Because in all honesty, I'm asking myself the same thing. But it's gonna work out, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's, I think I want to put something over here too. I should have put, we'll go with the flow, y'all. But yeah, so that's another misconception. I'm gonna get these tablecloths up, and I'm gonna come back to y'all with another. So they're up. Alright. I kind of turned it around. I didn't like how it was looking. I have this empty spot right here, but these are stickers. So I'm gonna stick them in that spot right there, and then I'm gonna go with the flow. But let's get to another misconception about depression. Depression is a sign of weakness. That's one for the books. Okay, so if anything, I don't even know if I'll be able to take this. If anything, depression is far from weakness. Succumbing to your depression, letting your depression rule you, that might be a weakness. But for those who have depression, it's all but weak. For me, for example, I'm not a superhero. I'm living with it. And to be living with a constant pain in your chest, that's far from weak. If anything, you're strong. People who suffer from depression are in constant need. Still, I said I wasn't gonna work. I wasn't gonna do black, but I think the chalk. I can write on the chalk positive quotes. But anyways, people, in my opinion, who are dealing with depression, they're anything but weak. When you're dealing with something, it's still there. It's you're rocking with it. So if you're rocking with this sickness, illness, you're strong. You're still going through it. You're getting out of bed. Okay, that's a superhero move for some people some days. Being around people when you're anxious as all get out, that's a superpower. People who are bipolar, they are living with themselves. They know they're crazy. They know it. But they're living with themselves. To the people around us, y'all living outside of us. So imagine, is this loud? Hold on. Imagine being in our head. Where should this one go? You know what, I'm gonna make it a little fun. Normally I would do it straight, but I'm trying to be a little different. Ooh, kill him. Ooh, ooh, kill him. Ooh. Anyways, yeah, so people who are bipolar, they go through it in their head. You're not in their head, so imagine being in a bipolar person's brain. You couldn't even you couldn't do it. It's a strength. It's no weakness at all. And I think for people who suffer and deal with depression, they are able to be strong for other people and be there for other people. Depression is something that we live with. We go through this all the time. A lot of people just deal with it with situational depression. But we can be there for you guys because we know what it's like. We can understand, and we know how to make sure a person doesn't feel alone in their illness. And it's just it can be a really, really positive thing when it comes to being able to help others. I'm going to put the rest of these up, maybe, and I'm going to come back to y'all with more misconceptions on depression. Alright, y'all, so they're up there. No particular way. I'm trying to be more, spontaneous, and that's something I'm not. But let's get to another misconception. Oh, these right here, you know, they're cork stickers, like the cork, you know, when you wind and the pull, and yeah, so they're pretty dope. But they're blue and white, so I'm just gonna splatter them around as spontaneous as possible. But another misconception is that depression only affects women. I think that's false. In the times we live in today, men are told not to express themselves, or if they feel sad, man up, or you know, women to get over it, you know. But that's not legit, in my opinion. A lot of, especially boys who have been raised without a father, boys who have homosexual tendencies, they're so confused that they don't know which way to turn. The loss of a parent, the loss of a sibling, all of these things can cause depression, but also the hereditary part of it. You know, it usually trickles down, and it's not just for women. Yes, women are the weaker vessel, but no, men go through it as well. They cover it up, they mask it by smoking, by drinking, other drugs, fighting, because of what society says a man should be like. In no way, shape, or form is this spontaneous? I don't care. No way, shape, or form does depression just affect women. It affects kids as well. I've heard people say depression has affected their animals. I guess if they were raised with multiple animals and the other animal died or something. I mean, if y'all say so, I mean, it's an animal. I guess they have a heart. They have a heart. They have feelings. You know what? I do believe depression can be applied to animals as well. So if an animal can have a feeling, why can't a man? That's just my viewpoint on it. Also, in the Bible, Paul dealt with depression. David dealt with depression. I wouldn't say Jonah. I guess Jonah had spouts of it. Hold on. I was supposed to open all these already, but yeah. A lot of men in the Bible have gone through it. So that's just one. That's a lie. That is a straight lie. Okay. Switch your format. Switch up your mind. All right. So I'm gonna come back. I'm going to finish putting these stickers up, and I'm going to come back with more misconceptions. I don't have that much more material, but I'm going to go with the flow. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to go with it. All right, y'all. Now I'm going in with this. What I'm going to do is use tacks and place them like randomly. And place them randomly throughout this. And then it's just going to hang through the tap. So, bear with me. Another misconception about depression is that it only presents itself, or it's only shown as sadness. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But that's a major misconception. I wish I got scissors. That's a major misconception. Depression can present itself in many ways. Yes, sadness is a common one, but there's also things such as loss of appetite, increase of appetite, lack of sleep, or too much sleep. That's one that I deal with, a lot of sleep. When it comes to the depression, I just don't want to be awake. I don't want to, feel anything. And it's not because I'm, it might not be I'm sad. I just don't want to move. And it's not, that's a major misconception as well. Laziness. Depression is a lazy thing. People use it as an excuse to get out of having to work, or that's not true. If anything, we want to be productive. We want to learn. We're human. We want to learn things just like you do, but we're stuck. We have a sense of hopelessness when dealing with it. Just this week, I got really, really down, and all I was thinking about was YouTube this, YouTube that. I have to do this. I have to help others. And I've been saying this for 2 years now, but I haven't done it. I'm not active. This is my first video. I don't care. Like, there's no more excuses. I'm doing YouTube. But depression before, even still now, keep me in the bed. Keep the ideas stuck in my head or on a piece of paper. But I'm having a good day, so I'm taking advantage of that. And this is how I take advantage of it. But it's not an excuse. It's not a cop-out. It's a real thing. I'm not saying that if you have a lack of sleep or if you loss of appetite, I'm not saying those things mean you are depressed. It could be several things, but those are just a few signs. It's not only sadness. It can come out in anger as well. Drug use, alcohol abuse, so many things. But so I hope you guys are a little bit more clear on that. I'm gonna do whatever this is and come back to y'all. Alright, y'all. I don't know if you guys can even see the lace stuff. I haven't finished with that, but I'll get back to that shortly. That's very time consuming. So I'm just gonna put a little more decorations that I got up, like this cool llama, I think it's a llama, a donkey. I have a whole other thing. I thought I used it all of it. We'll figure. I have something for right there, so we'll figure that out. Anyways, another misconception is that talking about it makes it worse. This is something that even people with depression confuse themselves with. Talking about it does not make it worse. I think if it's your first time talking about it, it's going to feel that way, definitely. If you're not used to talking about it, yes, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. You're going to cry. But there's a saying that I really appreciate. You can't run from the hurt, go towards it. So opening up about your depression, crying, probably on your knees on the floor crying, that's gonna hurt, but you're going to heal. You have to be a little discomfortable in order for you to heal. For me, for example, I don't like talking. I don't, especially when I'm depressed, if I'm sad, I don't want to talk. But I find that when I do, it really, really helps. Not does it only help me, it helps the people who I'm talking to, the people who care about me, to understand more where I'm coming from, or at least it shows them that I'm actually trying, to get them to see I'm not, just wallowing in my sorrow. Talking about it definitely helps. It helps in another aspect as well. In the aspect of I don't know, I'm going to use the example of water. Holding water in your mouth for a long period of time. You're going to lose consciousness, and it's just not going to be good for you. So if holding your breath or holding water in your mouth complicates you, then how much more would feelings do that? So it's something real. Make sure it's recorded. But this is what I got for that empty spot. It says, simple is beautiful. I believe this. Simple as far as looks, simple as far as living, simple as far as personality. It's such a beautiful thing. Not complicating life. Life is already complicated. There's no reason to complicate it more. Intentionally. No reason. Life is already stupid. Okay? Simple. Let's make it a little crooked. Simple is beautiful. I have these jewels I'm gonna put up. Let's write something. I got the chalk. One thing, I hate the way chalk feels. Rip that open. Yes, I just smelled it. I smell stuff often. Okay, what should I write? Smile. I could write that, but that's very cliche. Alright, stay open. Stay open for suggestions, stay open for advice, stay open for suggestions. For example, this channel might just be all bad to you. If me having an open mind, I can accept, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, rather than just shutting everything off. Or if there is something that has helped a person with depression, I could say, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. By them staying open, that would help. I got these from the 99-cent store, so let's see if it actually, yeah. Stay I don't even know if you guys can see that because of the lighting in here. But yeah, so I got my little box of chalk. Chalk walk. Chalk. I hate the way it feels though. So I'm gonna put these jewels up. I think I'll just get back on here when I'm officially done with the wall. And I'll do close-ups and whatnot. But those are just a few misconceptions that I know. I've looked these up. I've heard people say them. And I hope it just made it more clear to anybody who has anybody who deals with depression, or anybody who is dealing with depression, or anybody who wants to help people who deal with depression. One message that I want to send out to the people who deal with it: you are not unworthy. You mean something. You have an opportunity to be a superhero in your life, in other people's lives, because you deal with something so tough and you keep going each and every day. But that's my message to y'all. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned because there will be more coming. Antoinette reporting out. Alright y'all, this is my backdrop. Got a few of my business cards up there, a few positive sayings. Simple is beautiful. Feel a little goofy, colorful. A few of my art pieces. Let's see if I can't get it focused, but this is one of my last art pieces that I did, because I'm Team Adidas all day, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, this is my backdrop. This is what you guys will be seeing during my discussion videos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to stay open and stay positive.